Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So today, let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin, of course. What's the latest with Bitcoin? But more importantly, I want to cover some modular crypto projects. Yes, modular. And they are definitely the ones to watch in 2024. And they are doing quite well. And I think they will do even better. So let's get started. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you're doing good today. Bitcoin is still holding right around $40,000. So what's the latest with the ETF stuff, right? Why is Grayscale selling so much? Now people are starting to dig in. I told you guys, Grayscale has no choice in the matter. When institutions are selling, they have to sell BTC, but they've been selling hundreds of millions every single day. So now people are looking at, well, who owns the most GBTC out there? Well, it's none other than the parent company, DCG. DCG is the one that is the parent company of Grayscale, and they were the ones behind Gemini Earn too. So we know Gemini Earn, when they collapse, there's this thing, they owe a lot of money. They need to pay it back. So now there's theories that, hey, it wasn't FTX dumping Grayscale and GBTC that caused the market to come down. It was DCG themselves, the parent company of Grayscale. And I believe they separated now. They're like two separate entities, but still, they hold an enormous amount of GBTC. Well, they hold an enormous amount of shares that converts to GBTC. So I guess we'll have to watch that situation. No one really knows. Everyone's just speculating until they release their earnings report or quarterly report or whatever report they come out with. We won't know, but everyone loves to blame FTX, and no doubt they did sell, but the largest shares or shareholder of Grayscale and the largest holder of GBTC is actually DCG. All right, so just want to get that out of the way. What else is going on? Well, Tesla reported, has nothing to do with crypto, right? But does it? Their earnings was okay, wasn't spectacular, but the shares dumped because people expect Tesla to break new records every single quarter, which is unreasonable. But what's more important about Tesla is they didn't sell their Bitcoin. They still hold. In terms of public traded companies, Tesla, even though they originally sold 75% of what they had, the 25% they have is still worth $420 million, which according to public companies is number 4. Even higher than supposedly Coinbase and Block and a lot of these mining companies, right? So actually they still hold a lot. And Elon hasn't sold. And he said SpaceX also has a ton of Bitcoin, but SpaceX is not a public company, so they don't have to disclose. So we don't know how much is a lot. Is it $1 billion? Is it $2 billion? Is it $10 billion? We don't know, right? But it's good to see that he hasn't sold. And, I mentioned this before. You just look at the list of publicly traded companies that hold Bitcoin. Just this list, okay, not even counting the ETFs or anything else. It's an enormous amount, 10.5 billion with a B, and that's only 28 companies, right? How many companies out there in the world that doesn't have any exposure to Bitcoin yet? But wait until they all want a little piece. 10 million here, 50 million here, 100 million there, a billion here, right? That's why it's still so early. Institutional adoption, still early. Public trade companies, still not that many that's holding Bitcoin or spot Bitcoin ETFs on their balance sheet. That is going to change. Everything's going to change. As the years go on, we're going to see more and more adoption, more and more holders, and less supply to go around. That's really what it comes down to. Okay. Now, as for some catalysts, you know what? I did mention this. Fed rate cuts will be coming later this year around, I'm going to guess around July timeframe, right? But many people also think that, yeah, if we get a Fed rate cut, we're going to see another huge run. Well, we're going to see it no matter what. But I consider this a catalyst, because obviously when we have rate cuts, it's meant to spur up the economy. It's meant to drive money into the economy. Why? Well, that means you can borrow cheap, right? You can borrow for a mortgage. You can borrow for a car. You can borrow with your credit card. And also, businesses can do that as well. They could get a bank loan, right? They could get a construction loan or any kind of loan that helps the business. Everything becomes cheaper when the interest rate is lower. So it spurs on the economy. Well, when money is flowing left and right, and the money printer is still running and never stopping, you put all that together, well, there's going to be a lot of money sloshing around. And that's why I think it's going to be good overall for U.S. markets and for crypto markets, of course, when you have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars flowing, okay, and going to everything. Now, that may sound good in theory that everyone's just going to get rich, right? But that's not the thing. When you have all this money sloshing around, what happens? Inflation gets worse. Inflation starts heading upwards, okay? Which means if you're not holding on assets like Bitcoin, well, then you're actually getting robbed, okay? Because everything starts getting more expensive. Cost of living goes up, food goes up, services go up, housing goes up, rent goes up, everything goes up. So if you're not out appreciating inflation with your money, you're actually losing. Your buying power gets worse, right? It goes lower. So that's why we need to hold Bitcoin and crypto. We need to outperform inflation. Otherwise, you're just getting robbed over time. So we got that going, right? We got the halving event, of course, coming. That is the biggest catalyst that we have this year, but there's many other catalysts, of course, that may be coming this year. Okay? Who knows if another big company is going to be buying? Who knows if MicroStrategy is going to be buying more, right? What about the ETFs? How much money is going to be loaded into them later this year? We got a presidential election coming up. We still have Elon and his payment system coming up. We got a big court settlement date between Coinbase and SEC. We got endless catalysts coming up this year. Maybe on an off chance we get an Ethereum spot ETF too. I mean, there's just so many. That's coming this year too. All right. But outside all the catalysts, what else is there? Well, if you're looking at it from a TA perspective, did Bitcoin just bottom in descending wedge with a classic throw over? I don't even know what that means, but it sounds good. It looks like, okay, that's what it means. That, yeah, we did trend down a little bit. We broke through this descending wedge, and then the next stop is upwards, breaking upwards. The bigger picture is very bullish. Of course it is. Okay, you don't need charts to tell you that. Bitcoin is bullish. Here's another one, rainbow chart that shows Bitcoin is now in the fire sale category, which is kind of amazing if you think about it. If Bitcoin at like 40,000 is considered fire sale, man, we got a long way to climb. We're not anywhere close to the top, right? So we have after fire sale, you got buy, accumulate, still cheap, hodl. Is this a bubble? FOMO intensifies. Sell, seriously sell, maximum bubble territory. It doesn't look like we have hit maximum bubble territory in a long time. Last time we only hit FOMO intensifies, and we kind of stopped there. We got stopped out by Gary Gensler. Chair Powell. Chair Powell. He takes credit for that. So this time around, we'll get up there again. But right now, it's considered fire sale. If you think about it, that's quite amazing. Around 40,000 still considered fire sale, but it is. And again, when in doubt, zoom out. This is what always happens. We're getting closer to the halving event. We're going to break through, and then we're going to start trending upwards every single time. Maybe not immediately. Today, I looked at what happened in 2020 when we had our last halving event. Bitcoin didn't really start moving until November. So it took a few months afterwards before Bitcoin started moving. But keep in mind, in 2020, everyone thought Bitcoin was going to break the trend because of that nasty COVID drop, right? People thought, hey, we're not going to follow previous cycles. It's different now. Everything's too scary. But again, Bitcoin does not care about scary. Bitcoin does not care about anything. It just continues to move forward. And that's because the supply keeps on diminishing and demand keeps on going up. That's why the price goes up. And the fundamentals of Bitcoin has never been better. I've been saying that for a long time. And it hasn't changed. And it keeps on going up, right? So that's how it is. All right. Now, outside of Bitcoin, of course, there are a lot of spectacular altcoins out there, a lot of crypto projects. So I've been covering a lot of them. Today, let's cover a few more. Some that I haven't talked a lot about. One I did, but not really. Let's talk about modular blockchains today. Now, it sounds like a fancy word. They're all L1s, L2s. Okay, so basically, just like Solana, well, I have CoinMarketCap turned off for some reason. Just like Solana and Avalanche and BNB and Ethereum and Cardano and all these big boys, they're all considered the base layer, the network protocols where dApps live on, right? Modular chains are the same thing, but they operate a little bit differently. Okay, let's start out with one that you guys know of, Celestia. Celestia is out of Cosmos, right? And why are they modular? Well, unlike a normal blockchain, which basically has all these things, to dumb it down, they have all these things that they have to do, and it's handled by one single chain and all the validators or nodes on that chain, which makes it kind of inefficient and slow, right? Someone like Celestia decided to separate these kind of things that they have to do, these functions, such as settlement, consensus, and data availability. So Celestia's main thing is data availability, which allows other chains that are using ZK rollups to utilize it as a storage layer and a way to fetch that storage really cheaply and easily. So you almost think of Celestia as a giant hard drive for other chains. That's their main bread and butter. Okay, but they separate out everything else. So the data availability has its own layer, right? And when you have different layers, it makes things more efficient. So speaking of data availability, right? They recently collaborated with Polygon for that. So people that are building on Polygon can also utilize that. And, even, well, I won't get to this next one that also uses it. But just FYI, Celestia, they're going to do a lot of airdrops too. So they posted this. Well, not they didn't post. Someone else, Masari, posted this. But people that are staking Celestia will get anywhere from $0.8 to $1.6 worth of TIA just from airdrops of other dApps that is within the Cosmos ecosystem. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know which projects will be giving airdrops, but Celestia basically they figure out a way to reward their stakers to make this happen. But I was going to say the other main chain that actually integrated Celestia's modular data availability is Manta Pacific, and that's the next one I want to talk about. But Celestia overall, they've been doing very well. Now, on fire, you could argue they're on fire because of data availability. And they also have partnered up with the biggest Oracle out there, Chainlink, and others too. So they're getting their data availability out there, right? And overall, I think they're going to do very well. But speaking of another project that's going to do very well is Manta Pacific, one that I haven't covered before. Okay, now Manta Pacific, unlike Celestia, they're more like a L2. Okay, very similar to Arbitrum, very similar to Optimism. They are a chain that's meant to scale Ethereum. Okay, but they are also modular in nature. But utilizing Celestia's data availability, they even have this data availability fee tracker. Since the beginning, since they started utilizing Celestia's data availability, they have saved approximately $1.2 million in savings, right? So it goes to show you it actually does work, and it actually is pretty good. And in case you're wondering, Manta Pacific, as for L2, is the third biggest according to L2 Beat, and this is measuring TVL. So Arbitrum is number one with 10.15 billion. Then you have Optimism at 5 billion, and then you have Manta Pacific at 1.64. So outside the top three, you can see everything drops off pretty quick. So they are definitely moving up in a big way. 84%. You can see right there, Manta Pacific is blowing up. So they are utilizing Celestia. There's a certain relationship there. But Manta itself, they're just blowing up. They're backed by Binance Labs and Polychain. Okay, they are the fastest growing zkL2 ecosystem according to them, right? And they're making a lot of partnerships as well with Pith, which is another oracle out there that a lot of people are very familiar with. And their TVL is growing by leaps and bounds, right? So as for measurement of how healthy a chain is, TVL is probably the best indicator, and they're just growing like crazy. So Manta Pacific, they look pretty good. Now the third one, I've covered them before, is Skale. Skale is also modular, but they're a little bit different because they employ a lot of side chains. They're combining all these side chains together, so they don't use ZK rollups, but hey, they're still a very fast chain, very modular in nature, and they're doing very well as well. They have just surpassed 10 million unique active wallets. That's no small feat. Their dev development with their GitHubs is growing like crazy right now, which is good. According to this, it's higher than Cardano. But I've seen a lot of, well, this is, I guess, according to change percentage. Because I was going to say, Cardano usually leads the way. Every single metric that I've seen shows Cardano leading the way. But I guess that Cardano, when they show a chart like this, they show the commits. But this is showing the percent change. But obviously, 369 is still way lower than 10,498. But, they'll take it, right? But also, Skale, because it's utilizing side chains, it's good. It could bring on other kind of dApp chains on board. And this one is, this one's MetaGoons, which is going to create 40 plus games and bring them to Skale. So Skale is getting into gaming as well, right? So these are some top modular chains: Skale, Manta Pacific, and Celestia. So these are all very promising. They have done very well, but I think they're going to continue to do very well in 2024. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. But before you guys go, make sure to go to and subscribe to Cryptos R Us Plus. There will be another video, Chart Storm, that's coming up. That'll be fantastic from Noah. So make sure you subscribe and check it out after this stream. All right. Let's do some Q&A. Man, where are all the users tonight? Notifications not working? Not that you guys don't count, but the view count is way lower today. Maybe because I don't have Bitcoin in the title. Today is today's DCA day, huh? Hold on, let me see here. Super chat. Infected Drama TV. Hey George, I had to do it. I got 13 soul eating the dip. That's fantastic. What do you mean you had to do it? I mean, you should love to do it. Let's see here. Let's see what else. Quick view on Benji. Promising action. What does Benji's chart strength have to do with Sol and BTC drop? I don't know. I don't know. Wondering to go join the Benji army. Look at the chart. It's accumulating nonstop. It's about to pop. Again, I don't know. Has nothing to do with. Are you talking about Benji bananas? I don't know what you're talking about. Is it a meme? Are you guys trying to shill Benji a meme or a legit project? I don't even know. Taylor Swift's cat? It's not consolidating. It's going sideways and going nowhere. Market cap of 378. Yeah, it's not consolidating. It's just not going anywhere. I don't know why you guys are trying to shill it, but it's pretty obvious it has no momentum. All right, let me bring up my DCA portfolio. Still loading, guys. Hold on. This site is so slow. All right. Unfortunately, we took a dip for this week, but we are still in the green. All time, only up 10%. Last week was like 20-something%, right? So we did take a dip, unfortunately. Look, you can see the chart over here going down a little bit. But you know what? It's okay. DCA, basically, on a schedule, without trading, without trying to time it, without anything, right? Has been doing pretty well. So I'll continue to do this. This week, I don't know where Harvey's asking, where are we at with Phantom? Hit harder than other alts? I don't know. Phantom, I think, is getting weaker because of all the other L2s. They kind of had their shot to kind of become one of the top L2s. But with Optimism, Arbitrum, I just covered Manta Pacific with Base. I mean, there's so many L2s out there. What's up with Kulo today? I can't tell you what's up with them. Nothing's up other than everyone loves Kulo. All right, let's see. Man, I'm up so big on Solana. Cannot add any more in Solana. Cardano, Polygon, VeChain are still down. XRP and Cosmos down. Phantom is down. Harvey just asked about it. Near Protocol is really down. Polkadot's really down. I mean, these are chains that are just like have no momentum at all. I mentioned about Celestia. They're up. Gala's way down. Say is down a little bit since I bought. ApeCoin is so down. Still down 93%. That, man, they need to come out their other side NFT real quick. Cock is on here, also down. But you know what? I'm going to hold on to them. I think they're going to do well. Oh, I bought some Myro. Myro's up. Okay, so Myro hasn't disappointed. Pepe also down. Disappointing. Sheeb and Doge are both down. Man, I just want to get rid of Sheeb and Doge, honestly. I want to get rid of Cadena too. I need to figure out how to rebalance this portfolio. Last time I couldn't do it. I don't know. I think I need to add a little more Celestia. I'm going to add a little more Celestia. I'm going to add more Say because it is down. And I may just throw some into... maybe I could throw some into Cock. But, where's my Avalanche? Avalanche is up here. It's doing good. You know what? No, I'm going to throw in some into Polygon. Polygon, Celestia, and say that's what I'm gonna do. I'm still down on Polygon. All right. So $33. Okay, so $33 in Polygon, and then Celestia. Let's add a little bit. 2.064. And then let me add some say. Okay. All right, so this week I added say, Celestia, and Polygon. So we'll see what happens next week, right? Obviously, this last week, ever since Bitcoin ETFs, we did dump down a little bit, but I'm not going to become discouraged. I'm going to continue to hold on DCA. All right, let's see what super chats I missed here. The Feezy says, you have a bunch of junk in that portfolio. I agree. I have not been, I've been just DCing. I haven't been removing. I do need to remove a lot of stuff in there. I mean, some of those projects were good in 2021. And since then, a lot of things have changed over the last 3 years. Who does Injective compete with? Everyone. Closest competitor would be Solana. They compare themselves to Solana. Did I check out Dragon Pepe? No, I did not. And Dragon Pepe has nothing to do with the Chinese New Year, Year of the Dragon. Do I think the concept is good? No, because they added Pepe in there. It just makes it sound stupid. If you're going to create a meme, don't take an existing name and try to throw it into another chain or add something to it and somehow think it's going to do well. It's not. So calling it Dragon Pepe, just very unoriginal, and I don't like it at all. Yeah, I did not add Kulo. I bet CoinStats doesn't even have Kulo in there. It's too new. Look at BitTensor. People asked about it. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. $2 billion, pretty big. I don't know too much about it. All right, that doesn't tell me anything about it. What a bad marketing page. See, that just makes me want to close it. I guess I'll have to do more research later. Let's see. I opened up a 50x long on BTC. Good open at 38.6. Well, obviously, if it's 40K, you made some good money. But Bitcoin's holding, consolidating here a little bit. I feel like it's very, if you look at a daily, it looks like it just wants to flip upwards, right? As long as Grayscale stops selling, and it's not due to them, it could be DCG or maybe other insiders, but once Grayscale stops selling, and the sell pressure's off, that's when Bitcoin will recover. Right now, there's just too much selling, right? Not even the ETFs can offset it, and that's unfortunate. Can Scale go to $5 this bull run? No, that's way too high, man. Maybe a buck, $2, $5. I think it's a little bit too high. What do you think about Helium? I like Helium. I think Helium. I like Helium Mobile. As for Helium itself, I'm not quite sure. I just think Helium Mobile is a very good idea, good concept, real world use. And we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of it. You mentioned Kulo the other day. What's the story with it? It's created by Moon Daddy, who is a person I got close with. He's part of the IFC, so I'm supporting him. I hold a huge bag of Kulo. Um, and the good thing about it is, you know who the founders are, him and his partner. It was a fair launch. It's on Polygon, and they have the unofficial support of QuickSwap and hopefully send deep soon, right? But there's not a lot of memes on Polygon, so it's been slower moving. But you know what? I think they have a chance. If you're bored, check out the DGen play Trump. It's at 82 million market cap, right? It's way too big. If I was going to DGen into something, it wouldn't be something that's 82 million market cap. Will Cardano hit 40 cents asking for DCA purposes? That's a weird one. Usually people ask how high it goes, not if it can go lower. I don't know. Can it? Maybe. Let's see. I mean, to drop to 40 cents like right here, right? Can it happen? Yeah. Will it happen? I don't know. The 4 hours a little topped out, but daily is very low. I think it really depends on where Bitcoin goes, right? On the weekly, they're still coming down. So technically, I would say it is possible. It is possible. But, it really depends on Bitcoin. Are minor stocks worth buying or just BTC? In my opinion, I think Bitcoin is still the way. But if you think mining stocks, because you like the miners and they're profitable and so forth, I mean, they kind of move in tandem. Like if Bitcoin does bad, you don't ever see the miner stocks go upwards or vice versa. They always move in tandem. So then you might as well just stick with Bitcoin, right? Can Sui hit $50 this bull run? No, it cannot. It's not going up 50x. When you guys ask me, can something hit this high during this bull run? I'm only speculating here, right? It's not like I have a crystal ball, but I'm utilizing what have happened in the past, utilizing some of my experience. So can Injective hit 300 this run? That's a 10x. Yes, that is possible. Samsung, I appreciate that. How do you buy Kulo? Go to QuickSwap. That's how you do it. QuickSwap. You can't find it on Coinbase. Got a Cadena Schiller in here. Bye-bye. Two crystal balls. What do you think about win on Solana? A lot of people are into that. Anita something 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 or whatever. A lot of these Solana memes are already too high. Like Win is it's already 38.8 market cap, 38.7 market cap. This is no Myro. Like, I just don't see it heading to Myro levels, right? So sometimes you just gotta go with your gut. If you really want to degen into a new meme, then go to something that's much smaller market cap. So your upside is much, much greater. Will Whiff, Snack, Bonk pump again? I think so. I think all of them will. Bonk is losing a lot of momentum because of a lot of the other Solana memes. But I think they have a large enough base. I think they're going to do well. Have you been following Satoshi VM drama? No. Sheldon, what's the drama? I know a lot of big influencers into it. They were trying to pump it. I don't know what drama. Did something happen to Satoshi VM? Satoshi VM. Down 33%. What? I don't know what happened. Is it what kind of drama is there? Check out Bozo on Solana. Could be a good degen. That name is too unoriginal. That's not a good degen, Samsung. Come on. If it was like over here or over here, then yeah. But this is clearly a meme that's lost all traction and is heading downwards. If you get in now, it's almost guaranteed that you're gonna lose money. So might as well call it golden shower coin. That would actually be a pretty good meme name. Why not switch DCA day to Sunday or Monday when the market's down? Because I've been doing it for 2 years, 3 years, on the same day, same night, Wednesday night. So I'm just gonna keep with it. It's a schedule. When you set a schedule, it's not supposed to be something that you're supposed to change, right? Because it's supposed to be consistent over time. If you keep changing it based on market conditions, you're basically not doing it on a schedule. You're just trying to time it, right? And sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. The interior guy likes it. Wednesday is a good day. The market reset day. I mean, Wednesday overall is just a middle ground, right? Middle day. A lot of things happen at the beginning of the week and the end of the week, middle. Yeah, it's kind of like, in between, right? Should I DCA even when the market is pumping? That's a good question. Here's my thinking. Bitcoin and all these alts, they're not back to their original high. Once we break through, then you can make the argument, well, maybe you shouldn't DCA anymore. You just ride it out, right? You could start taking profits. I could see that as being valid, right? But up until then, of course, then you could say everything is a bargain, which I believe in, right? Bitcoin's not back to 69,000. Solana's not back to 250. BNB is not back to wherever, like 500 before. Cardano's not back to $4, right? So good DCA opportunity still. After they surpass their all-time highs, you can still make the argument, you can still DCA on the way up, right? I guess you would sort of time it But if you're going to do that, I would say you still need to be careful and take profits and set like a set like a boundary for yourself, right? So you don't get caught DCing all this towards the top and then it comes down, right? So you still have to have some strategies in place. But overall, until then, I think everything's still a bargain. Digibyte, man, not a lot of people have asked me about Digibyte for a long time. Not a fan. The only good thing about Digibyte, it has like 5 consensus layers. I remember back in the day, the leader who didn't want to be known as a leader, I forgot his name. He quit, he rage quit, and then he came back to the project. It's just a weird one. They were trying to work on like a layer 2 to get involved with NFTs and tokenizations. I don't know if that ever happened, but they're like an old project that no one really pays attention to anymore. Kevin, Michael Saylor's not doing any commercials on YouTube. Those are fake generated AI ads that want you to go to a site and then they will scam you. He's not doing any commercials. Those are all fake. Don't fall for those. I'm not going to repeat what Jay Rose just said. Yeah, unfortunately, like what Red Celica's saying, a lot of these YouTube crypto ads are all just AI generated ads of like major projects like Ripple, MicroStrategy, Solana, and asking people to like, oh, I'm giving away so much money, go to this website, you're gonna get scammed. I report all of them, but they keep coming out with new ones. Be careful. No one's gonna give you any free airdrops. Airdrops happen automatically. They happen based on usage. If you go to a DEX, you use a lot, they know your address. They're just airdrop it to your wallet. They don't ask you to go into any site and verify your wallet and do this and that. It doesn't happen. Okay, so just be careful. Robert says, George, I always send so many people to your page. I always warn them, don't look at the chat. So much garbage in the chat. Well, the chat is, for the most part, fun. There's a few people that try to ruin it, but overall, I would say the live chat on my channel is way better than the live chat of a lot of other channels out there. This is the most fun and friendly and supportive community, I would say, in all of crypto, in all of YouTube, or crypto YouTube. But yeah, I mean, there's always people that kind of ruin it. That's right, David. That's right. Um, how does YouTube even allow those fake ads? I mean, like, they allow any ads. Until people report them enough, they don't take them down. Nathan says, look at Kada Bet. It doesn't even show up. It doesn't show up. I'm assuming it has to do with betting, has to do with some kind of gambling, Nathan. Good to know, but they're not on CMC yet. MetaMates, you're asking a lot of questions about Kulo. I don't know if you're doing it intentionally. If you want to learn more how to use it and so forth, make sure you join their Telegram group or go to their Twitter and, and get some advice there. Because you keep asking me at every single stream and it's getting so often that I'm wondering if you're just doing it on purpose. Faith Life Sports. Unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did. But, you know, it's fun to speculate. I don't mind so much. People ask me, well, do you think this will go hit this? This will go hit this? You know, I'm just speculating. I'm using my awesome power and my knowledge and trying to put things together. But, you know, it could be wrong. As they say, 60% of the time, I'm right every time. What three alts are you in most with your portfolio? Ooh, that's a good question. Um, I'm not going to answer that because people will copy trade me. So I think you guys know which ones I am bullish on. For example, Solana is one big one, but there's many others. So I don't recommend anyone to copy trade me because I'm a degen and my situation is different than everyone else's, right? But Bitcoin is always the biggest for sure, right? When I say 50, 25, 25, follow that rule. 50% is in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% in mid cap, small caps, micro cap. Basically, you can fill that with whatever you want. If you have a diversified portfolio like that, it'll give you structure, strength, and growth all together. It's pretty optimal, but a lot of people don't do that. They either skip out on Bitcoin, they'll go too heavy in micro caps or small caps, and you know, during the good times, they make a lot. During the bad times, they get absolutely destroyed, right? That's why you always want to have Bitcoin and the big caps too. You don't want to miss out on the big caps as well. I should put you, Crypto Esquire, I should put you into timeout for that comment. All right, guys. To conclude, you know what? Today, Bitcoin is holding steady around $40,000. The big boys are still buying and accumulating and holding. Okay, don't let them take all of your Bitcoin. But today I covered 3 modular crypto projects: Celestia, Manta Pacific, and Scale. I think they all have good potential. They could do very well this year. So smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Take care.